When I was in high school, my mom asked me to order pizza for the family on a Friday night. I looked at the phone number and the phone book and promptly handed it to my older brother to call. I was too shy to talk to a stranger. Fast forward to college at University of Illinois, my first time away from my small town. Spent the first several weeks crying in my dorm room, too homesick to taking part in a freshman party. The one frat party I did attend was so disappointing. I wanted to trade in my books, abandon my major, head back home to my small hometown. The confident behaviors I needed to pursue this dream was not yet available, and then I looked around the confident students walking around me around campus, heads held high, pursuing a dream that they had set out to achieve. I want that kind of confidence too, but my behaviors didn't align with these confidence attitudes. Crying in my dorm room, shying away from social engagement, not showing up for class because I was worried others were smarter than me. This was not going to achieve my goal, so I knew I needed to change. Research tells us that in order to get people to change, you need not to search with attitudes, but behaviors associated with those attitudes. When people can see themselves behaving differently, they then begin to act differently. So the questions for me were, who am I? Who do I want to become? And how does this person I want to become behave? The answer were, I want a successful career, one that meant something, allowed me to contribute, and for me that was defined as a career as a sports executive. In order to achieve this goal, I needed to begin to act more confidently. And I did, because 13 years later, I became the first female general manager of a three-sport baseball team in nearly 20 years. Thank you. I also went to host a leadership is female podcast where I lived over 90 female executives in sports. An industry is that 80% male at management level and above, and time after time, that the number one skill they improved in order to earn their spot at the top of the sports industry is confidence. They, like me, didn't possess this confidence necessary to increase their level in their career from the get-go. They had to work on the behaviors associated with this attitude in order to propel their career forward. So I'm here today to share with you 6 behaviors you can start today to increase your confidence. Why is it important to increase the confidence? Well, think of this. How would you behave, or what could you achieve if you were 10 times more confident? Number 1, count yourself in. I spoke with a woman about her first time doing sideline sporting at the nationally televised baseball game. She was shaking her heels, standing courtside, nerves overtaking her until she heard something familiar in her headset. We are only 5, and 3, 2, 1, your life. And she performed with excellence, nerves melting away. She's an athlete, a former basketball player, used to performing on the court, but the clock and the tactic remain true. Counting will get you started, and momentum will keep you going. I used this technique. I've had more uncomfortable conversation than I care to recall, but I'll share with you today. I vividly remember standing on the warning track of the baseball field 45 minutes before game time, looking at the opposing manager and his team wearing the wrong color uniform. I wanted to turn and run back to my office and hide, but instead I faced him head on. I said in my mind, 3, 2, 1, go. And I started walking towards him. And when I arrived, he had a very uncomfortable conversation about his team wearing the wrong color uniform. Yes, I had asked this grown man. The clothes were so awkward. But when I asked myself, who am I, and how do I behave, the answer was that I'm a person who is not too shy to stand up for what I believe, what is right, and stand up to conflict. Counting got me started, and momentum kept me going. Number 2. What if I only had to be brave for a total of 20 seconds? Give yourself 20 seconds of courage. This behavior helped me enormously when I published my podcast Leadership is Female. No title at all. for all the world to see, hear, critique, and have the opinions. I vividly remember sitting on the carpet on my closet floor, holding my computer, looking at the upload button, thinking to myself, does it need any more edits? Should I listen to it one more time? I told myself, Emily, give yourself 20 seconds of courage. And I hit published, and it was done. And guess what? I kept reading, and the world kept turning, and the podcast grew into what it was meant to be, all because of 20 seconds of courage. Number 3, take a seat at a table. Not metaphorically speaking. Actually, take a seat at a table. I spoke with a woman who represents some of the biggest names in baseball, and she told me a story about taking a seat at a table. She noticed when watching around me at the edge of the waiting room. And worse yet, she was doing it too, in order to become the more confident woman that she envisioned herself to be. She needed to go in to sit down, speak her mind, and get the deal done. And then started with one simple action, taking a seat at the table. Number 4, cheer for other people's success. They say that when women pull up the ladder behind them, what if you didn't? What if you extended a handbag to lead her forward? And what if you celebrated the success of a colleague rather than feeling sorry for yourself, not you accepting the accolades? Confident people celebrate the success of others rather than feeling threatened. Think of this great quote from Andy Poehler. Good for her, not for me. It turns that pit in your stomach of, oh, she didn't that, I'm still here, into, yes, good for her, not for me. This is her celebration, not mine. And when my time comes, it isn't going to be great to have so many people around me. Wins are so much better celebrated together. Join in. Cheers oneself on. Here's number 4 action. Recently, a woman was promoted to Chief Marketing Officer of a major sports league. The offer interviewed and ultimately landed a job came after her public celebration and sincere congratulatory outreach to the newly named female league president. Confident people support those around them. Cheer for someone else's success. Number 5. Bolster the confidence for a new activity through your already great performance in another. What you're really good at. What is easier today than it was 1 year ago? What is your most proud accomplishment? Answer those questions. Think about those answers. Those answers is where your confidence is born. Confidence is born in all we already done and already achieved. Recently, a woman I interviewed on a leadership as female podcast was after a big promotion at the top team. Before she went to her pitch of her boss, reviewed her current job description, made notes of her accolades in all areas mentioned, and then was prepared with examples and confidence of the success she had in the past. She got the promotion. Use your prior success to propel yourself forward. And number 6. Celebrate constantly. How often do you reach your goals and just immediately move on? When we do this, the correction of success is diminished. How can we confidently move forward if we can't remember what we achieved, or worse yet, think that accomplishment to stress? Find ways to celebrate that meaningful to you, like creating a highlight reel on your cell phone and your most proud accomplishments. Take your team out for celebratory drinks when you do a big deal. Yourself a massage or maybe a pizza when you reach your personal goals. It doesn't matter how you celebrate, it matters that you do. This creates a marker in your brain to reward and reinforce the behaviors that led to the success in the first place. I've come a long way to come to the girl who couldn't order pizza, to a woman who became GM of minor league baseball team, start a postcard, and leave a TEDx talk, all because I made the decision to become a more confident person. And hope you do too, because how many runs you could score, you were 10 times more confident. Thank you.